Okay,
And this is the 2025 HarleyDavidson Nightster.
okay. So what we have here is we have the Nightster coming in at 10.5, which is the least expensive Harley. We have the Nightster Special, which has that little fairing. Looks a little bit nicer. Now you got different wheels. It's got a little fairing actually helps quite a bit. I watched a couple videos on it. And then we have the Sportster S, a 15,999. That thing is a sport bike. That is a race bike. So what I did was I put the Harley-Davidson information on my screen on my TV. So I'm trying to get a little bit of information here. So your Nightster, it has the gas tank under the seat. It has a 2-into-1 exhaust. It's a 975 engine. It's really more powerful than the 1200 Sportster was. It's really a cool bike. It's not a bad bike for short people. Tall people might not like it much, but for shorter people or medium-sized people, yeah, that'd be good. I'm short, so I tend to look at the bikes that fit me the best. So I'm gonna go looking at these. They got the red and the blue are nice. The black is good. Black always looks good on a Harley. I'm kind of bored with gray. I like red and blue more than black. Definitely. So these things, I've watched different reviews on them, and the Nightster really is a great handling bike. With the lower center of gravity, the gas tank under the seat, that makes a huge difference. The bike will feel about 50 pounds lighter than it is. It feels like it's going to dive into the corner more than the standard Sportster. The standard Sportsters kind of felt tall sometimes, tall and skinny. These are different. But you get a solid line of your weight. The engine and the gas tank are in the same line, so that weight distribution is really good. It's it's a pretty good idea. I miss the old Sportsters. I miss the V-twin, Evolution engine, and I grew up with all that. The Evolution, I grew up with those engines, and those are the ones that got me into Harley. I love that sound. But this is a modern bike. It's what people have been asking for years, and they got it. They got it right here in the Nightster. Sportster S is a rocket ship. I like the rear suspension on it though. You don't have that same shock thing. The rear suspension on the Sportster S is incredible. That's Harley's. It's going to be Harley's next generation V-Rod, is what I'm thinking. So these bikes are big step forward, but I miss the classic Evolution style sound. We're never going to get that iron head sound again, but it's pretty cool. And that's going to bring us up to the next page in here is cruisers. No, I think it's Pan American. That's going to be the next thing that comes up here. That's an awesome bike. These are all using a Revolution X platform. Sportster S is a 1200. The Nightster and the Nightster Special are 975. And then you go up to the Pan American. That Pan American, I believe, is 1200. That thing, they all now have ride modes. Ride modes are rain, road, and race or something. There's three modes on them, and makes a huge difference in the way they perform. I'm not ready for all that stuff. I've been riding since the 80s, 1980s, yeah, and I just like to ride the ride. I don't need to go 200 miles per hour. I ride to stay alive. You know, you guys can go out there, have fun, ride 200 miles per hour. That's up to you. But I think these bikes would top out at like 120. I think they all have some kind of governor on them. But I'm probably wrong about that. I think I saw Matt Laidlaw do the like 140 on one of the Pan Americans, but I could be wrong. Yeah, the Pan American's a great bike. I wanted it when it came out with it, but it just didn't come out for short people. It came out for people 6 feet tall. 6 feet tall. Okay. Let me try and get this thing going. I don't know why I got stuck on this. What's going on? Play. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can edit that out later. So here we go. Here we are into the Pan American, the 1250. They got a special, 19.9, 1250 ST, and the CVO. So you're going from, you know, $20,000 to $30,000. You know, this Pan America is really amazingly fast. You know, it can go off-road. I've seen shorter riders have a tough time because this thing's so tall. So yeah, it can go on and off-road, but it's really hard. It's a big, heavy, powerful bike. You don't want, a lot of people don't want that much power being off in the dirt and the grass. So anyway, these are the cruisers. We got you know, is that the Breakout, Fat Boy, and the Heritage. The Heritage is my type of bike. That's the bike I should probably get next. If I want the fairing, I want the floorboards, I want the bags. The Heritage is my type of bike. It's you know, comfortable cruising. You can take it on any street and be comfortable. It's not as big as the tour bikes. The Fat Boy, awesome bike. Really an awesome bike. You can ride that anywhere, but you know, my style is the Heritage. I like to have some storage. You know, at least one day you want to take your jacket off. You want to put it somewhere. You don't want to be sweating your butt off, you know, suffering in the heat. So I always go with the bikes with the windshield and the storage. You know how many times it's rained on me? So always need a windshield. The Breakout is awesome. You know, it's just a beautiful bike. Always a beautiful bike. But what we have here, you know, the different colors. The Heritage has the most. I think there's 7 different colors on the Heritage. They look pretty good. I like the red. I see they got rid of tobacco fade. That was humorous. Tobacco fade is what all the houses and the cars ended up looking like after years of people smoking in them. It was I thought it was hysterically funny. But if you didn't grow up when everybody came over and smoked and drank coffee or beer at the kitchen table, smoking cigarettes and cigars, then you wouldn't understand tobacco fade, but I did. Oh, it used to be like a brown mud that used to get on all the trim. You know, if you had ever had a smoker's car, you'd have brown mud that you'd have to wash off everything. Tobacco fade. That was funny. That was really funny. So, here we go. The Street Bob. Now that's a nice bike, but 17,000. And here we get to the Lowrider S, 20,500, and the Lowrider ST, which is 25,200. In my opinion, you know, a Lowrider ST is the best bike for me. You know, between the Lowrider ST and the Heritage, those are the 2 bikes I would want to buy. The Lowrider S is nice, but you know, I want the bags, I want the fairing. I've been out in the winter, I've been out when it rains, I've been hit by rocks. You know, I've been driving down the street bleeding because I got hit by rocks. It's just something that happens, you know. If you're riding for a long time, you want a fairing in the windshield. I got hit by birds, you know. Anyway, Lowrider. I had a 2018 Lowrider, Lowrider Softail, and it was pretty much, for me, the as big as I want to get, as you know. It was a great bike. It did everything well. But when they came out with the ST, I said I wanted one, but I'm not spending $25,000. You know, it's going to be 28 after when you get it out the door. I'm not ready for that. So maybe I'll pick up a used one, or a used Heritage. You know, unless they come out with 0% financing or something. But that's the best bike in my opinion. But these are the most beautiful. The Cruisers, just show bikes right out of the freaking factory. So that should bring us back up to the tour bikes. Yep, these are the trikes. Trikes. Do you have $50,000 for a trike? 37, 34. You know, they were asking $50,000. Now that this says 37, but we'll see if you can find one for 37. They get top dollar for these trikes, especially the Road Glide trike. You know, with that fairing, people just really like that fairing. It's got everything on it. It's going to be great, but I didn't like driving those around. I didn't have a chance to get used to it enough. I kept going over the road with the wheel. I kept going over the yellow line. But here's your Road Glide ST. Incredible bikes. But these aren't for me. I'm just not comfortable on them anymore. You know, they're just too big, too heavy for me. But they are the ultimate machines to ride. Driving a couch at insanely high speeds. you could ride all day at 100 miles per hour on these, and it's not even gonna phase them. $45,000 for a CVO Street Glide. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Not for me. But if that's your thing, it's a Grand American Touring. The trike's, I don't know, a lot of money. A lot of money. Stay in the know. I like that one. Stay in the know. Yeah, so Harley Davidson.